Welcome. This podcast is a series of candid conversations exploring the human experience from a completely new perspective. In it, we will be diving deeply into the meaning of commonly used words and pointing you away from that old stressful way of looking at life and towards a new paradigm. This will help you find a sense of calm, cultivate meaningful relationships, and create harmony in every aspect of your life. Here is Navigating Life with Ease with Michaela, Ellis and Clare Downham. Hello.
Hello, Claire. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Very good. Yeah. I have a word for you.
Ho, I'm ready.
Unknown.
Oh, yes. That's a good one. It's something that people, I find, the way it's spoken about is really perhaps not very helpful. If people talk about the fear of the unknown. And I remember once Michael Neal talking about this and saying that you can't be afraid of the unknown because it's not really a thing. There's nothing there. There is no... People say I'm afraid of the unknown, but well, that's like saying I'm afraid of something invisible. Well, maybe it would be afraid of something invisible. That's not quite right, but it's not really that people are afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of what they put into the future. So they, most people put something into that space, don't they? I know I do often when I'm looking at or considering what's coming up. It's very easy to create a story about that thing that's coming up and then scare yourself witless with it, basically. And I guess now I probably see it more with excitement and with, who knows what's to come, but it's got the potential to be really exciting and different and fun and all those nice things, really. That potential is there, isn't it? The potential is what we have in the present moment, and it's what we do with that potential that creates our experience now. If we create a scary unknown, then clearly that's going to be not pleasant. But if we think about the unknown with more kind of, what would be the opposite of the fear? The excitement about the unknown. But then maybe it's just best not to think about it at all, really. I don't, like, I'm just thinking, let's think about, like, it. I've gone into positive thinking there, haven't I? But let's have a positive thought about the future instead of a negative one. Well, maybe just maybe have as few thoughts about the future as possible, really. Like, I'm currently in a hotel, and eventually people may see these on YouTube. We never know. We might get around to that here, Michaela. But they would then see that I'm not in any of my usual haunts. I'm not in the motorhome. I'm not in my house. I'm in a hotel. And we had to, there was a process there that had to be booked. My fiancé had to go on his work website and book all of that. We had to put the date in our diary. We had to put the postcode in the sat nav. We did have to do something about the future. But beyond those kind of logistical planning thingies that you've got to do, otherwise you'll end up in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's not particularly helpful in this world of form that we have to navigate. Beyond that, we're just kind of doing what we're doing now, really. And who knows how that will work out. I'm doing something quite mad today. I'm going to share this listeners, because I've decided that my niche are female business owners, both emerging and established. So perhaps people who've got an idea and they don't know what to do with it. And so I've decided, and also established female entrepreneurs. So I've decided to go onto LinkedIn and delete all the men from my contacts from my connections on LinkedIn. Now, bearing in mind, I have 8,000 and something connections. The vast majority of them are women anyway. I've decided to do that so that when I set up an event on LinkedIn, it's just really easy. I can just do a really quick select and just send an invite, and I won't be inviting any men. And I'm like, and as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, every so often a little voice comes in and says, "What are you actually doing, you blooming lunatic?" And then I just go, "Oh, I'm doing this." And I'm deleting people who I know personally. I'm just deleting all the men, the whole lot of them, and I'm gonna use it then like a database, and it really makes sense to me to do that now. So I'm doing it. And yeah, every so often that voice goes, this could really like some of these men are gonna like message you and go, "Why have you disconnected from me?" It's like, and then I'm just like, "Yeah, but I'm doing this, so shut up, voice about the future." And my voice is doing the scary unknown thing. Oh, what if everybody hates you because of what says you're a lunatic and all the marketing people said you've lost the plot? Well, I don't really care because right now I'm doing it and it feels right and um it feels just like the right thing to do. So I'm doing it. And who knows? But without the story, I can just kind of go with that's what's making sense right now. That feels like a sensible thing to do. It feels like it's going to streamline my business, and it feels really logical. Because really, LinkedIn should be a database. That's what it's for, really. If that you're using it for business. So yeah. So you've seen the cut, Michaela, because you're a woman. But I'm afraid all the fellas. Sorry about that, fellas, but you've not made the cuts. So yeah. But it's so much more playful to do those things. Like, I'm having quite a lot of fun. I like a bit of an Excel spreadsheet and a bit of clicking repeatedly, apparently. And without the story, it's just yeah, this is my next step. And then there'll be a step after that where I create an event and invite a load of those women that are now the only people I'm connected to. Yeah, life's so much more fun without the flipping unknown and us scaring ourselves with it. Because in reality, there is only now, there is nothing else. And everything else is made up. Whether we make up the unknown to be happy or scary or whatever, well, it isn't anything. But it can make life really uncomfortable if we focus on it too much. So I didn't know that was going to go in that direction, but that was fun, wasn't it? So over to you, Michaela. What are your thoughts on this? Your thoughts on my crazy activity on LinkedIn or the unknown? I mean, up to you.
Yeah. Well, I have a little bit of similar to share because someone might think this is kind of crazy and where did that all come from? Yeah, the unknown. It's like the moment, it's like before present, which is never. It's like out of the mist. And yeah, we know how our minds are. If you just imagine for a moment, mist, and you might come up with all kinds of like, what's going to come out of the mist at me? Or it's like out of the mist. What is going to come out of the mist for me? And yeah, there's only this moment, this one moment. And it's like at some point, the unknown becomes known. But by the time we know it, it's already gone. So really, the unknown is like always there. Because as much as we think that this is what's going to happen in the next moment, because that's what I planned, like you made a plan to get to where you are, did all the things, booked all the things, but you were still in the unknown. You just didn't know it. You felt like, oh, I know because I scheduled it. I planned it. I know where we're going. But in fact, we never, ever know because in any given moment, something different can slide in. There could be a detour. There could be, something benign like a mini flood in the hotel, and it's right. You have to go somewhere. Like you never know. So we, we do things to help ourselves feel certain, feel better, feel safe, feel secure, feel settled. We know. But even then, we are always in the unknown. We actually can't get away from it. Claire, I'm just seeing this as it's coming out. I actually never saw this in this way. So this is very cool. But truly, even when we've planned things down to the nth degree, it's still unknown. And our mind is just telling us, no, it's not. So it's kind of interesting then that there's this thing we call the unknown. And this comes up, I see, when it's further down the line or when it's something that's before you, but you are unable to control. I'm doing air quotes around control what happens after you do, like, you know what to do right now, but what if it's those other things that you actually feel like you don't know, but you actually don't even know what's going to happen in the next moment. So you know even less. You are living in the unknown truly every moment. Or maybe it's known for a nanosecond. How long is a moment? Because we only have the moment and then it's gone. So yesterday, I had about 15 minutes. It probably wasn't 15 minutes, but I knew I was going to be stepping into a guided meditation call with someone who I've not been in contact with for years. And on Sunday I saw it and it's like, I'm going to go. It was not on my radar. It wasn't like, but I just knew I was going to go. And about between maybe 10 or 15 minutes before that, I was going to be on, it's called Heartfelt Presence, 24/7 place where I hold space, right, for people to come in and just talk about what's on their mind, coming to a nicer place in life, peace of mind, that kind of thing. I've been doing that for a couple of years. I was due to go on at 3 p.m. And I got this nudge to move it up. Okay. So I looked, it's like, oh, there was a spot available at 12. So I scheduled it, took my name out of the other. In that moment, I knew next week is my last one. I texted a couple of people to let them know that I've moved up my time by, a few hours. Next week is my last time. I'm doing my own podcast as well as continuing to work with you here. I'm doing my own. The name came up totally different than what I ever thought it would be, because this has been on my mind for like more than a year. That name didn't even it wasn't even on the list. Nowhere. And I knew how it was going to happen, where I was going to be streaming, using YouTube, using all of these things. And then it's like and it's not that none of these things didn't have a place in my awareness at any time over the last couple of years. But it was just like all of a sudden this very teeny tiny timeline, it all came out just like that. I had a name for this. I'm doing a live Zoom call once a month. This is what the name of that is. The name actually came later in the afternoon. But it's like everything changed, but all of it was unknown in the way that it came out. Did I know that? Yeah, I'm going to do a podcast of my own sometime, but I never thought it would be now. I'm taking the month of April off to just create some of the things that I want to create, including a program that I'm starting at the end of April. So it's just like all of a sudden, everything was there in my mind, bang, bang, bang. It was all known, but only that first step, only that one thing. I don't know what's going to happen now. But all of that was like put in motion in a moment. It was like it came out of the mist. And then I went on my 11 o'clock meditation call. And I was like blissed out, just totally present, nothing. So when I'm just looking at, just seeing this whole unknown thing, because what we tend to do, if it hadn't happened like that, how it often will go is that we try and figure it out. Oh, there's this. Okay, and then what do I need to do about that? Well, what about this? Well, I better think about this. What do you mean you're going to take a whole month? All of that? And it was just like, oh, wow. There's been times over the last few years since, being in this understanding of what we're really experiencing and how I used to think that I needed to connect to wisdom. How do I connect to it? And then came to an understanding. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm never not connected. It's me. It's me. You're always connected to your wisdom because you are it. You are your wisdom. It's running through. You're never not connected. It's just that sometimes we forget and we're looking outside to try and gather up all of the answers that we think we need to satisfy so that we can protect and know what's going to happen. It's like, oh, okay. So there's been a few times over the past few years where this has happened, where it's just like bang, 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 bang. All of a sudden I'm in this different place. And it's just like, what the heck happened? Like the rug has been pulled and you were on it. You're in a totally different place. I see that magic there. I call it magic. It's like white magic. It's like it's what's always there. I see that for each and every one of us. And it's so curious now to see how, oh my gosh, how interesting that we're missing that the unknown is where there is no space and time. This idea that it's going to take a long while, that we need to go through step A, B, C, D, E, F, G in order to get where it is we really want to go. But in actual fact, it can happen just like that in a moment when we just allow ourselves to it's almost like be cradled or be held by the unknown. Because it's always benign. It's always for our best outcome. But our personal mind will try and tell us, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, you know the best outcome. You need to manipulate this, figure it out, wrangle it into place. Make sure you got all the ABCs in place so that it's going to work out for you. It's just this whole different energy. Relief, release, space, possibility. It's just very different, and it does feel mystical and magical. How cool. Yeah, sorry.
There's something around the language, isn't there? Because you know, it's very hard to think about the word unknown without thinking of fear of the unknown. You know, that kind of comes out very quickly, doesn't it? Whereas if you say possibility, nobody says fear of the possibility, do they? It is just the use of a word, really, or the misuse, the misunderstanding and the misuse of a word that somehow now in our world, you know, in the world of the English, has got this meaning to it that's very fear-based and very, you know, very much about scaring yourselves, really. Whereas as soon as you say possibility, it'd be actually interesting to see whether in some of the eastern parts of the world, whether they even have that as a concept. Because it is just a concept, isn't it? Like the unknown. There is no unknown. There is, because everything is unknown. So why are we making a big thing about something that just is everything? It's like, why are we doing that? Well, because at some point somebody's talked about it in a blog somewhere. Well, probably previous to blogs, actually, perhaps in a book. You remember them? You know, and now it's a thing. Now fear of the unknown is a thing that we need to tackle and we need to deal with, and we've got to do something about, or we've got to get better at it, handling it, or when the whole flipping thing is actually made up. And as soon as you swap in the word possibility, you've got some completely different thing, but actually they're the same thing, really. Neither of them really exist, but let's use possibility rather than unknown, because you very rarely hear that phrase without fear of in front of it, do you? That's just how it comes out. Language is, that's why I love that we explore a word, because language is so tricky, isn't it, in terms of everything that, not just the words, but that everything that society, especially our Western society, has wrapped around a word and then given it some real oomph in the world, you know, and power over us, and for some innocuous word like unknown to become an instigator of fear is just quite comical when you think about it, isn't it? It's crazy. It complicates things for people, I think. And there's nothing there. Pure potential really is what it is. Nothing to be afraid of. And yet human to be in that illusion of fear, I think. Completely human.
Indeed.
Thank you. That was a good one. That was a good word. I've got a list somewhere that somebody, I used to do the heartfelt room that you talk about, and they gave me a list one week. I really find it and see what we've got. I might be able to have something juicy for next time. Thank you so much. That was lovely.
Thank you, Claire. It's great.
See you next time.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye.
Hey, thank you for being a part of Navigating Life with Ease. We'd love to hear your feedback and receive a review on your favorite podcast platform. This will help others who'd also like more ease in their life to find us. We're here to support you, so if you've any words you'd like us to explore, or you've a question, please reach out to us at navigatinglifewithease@gmail.com. Again, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes of Navigating Life with Ease.